Hey guys, welcome to this tutorial. My name is Timster. Today I'm going to be going over part 9 in the Project FPS tutorial series. Now in the last part we set up throwing grenades, as you can see here. We set up the script to play our animations and to spawn in our grenade. So if we press play, and then we select a grenade, you can see we can throw them, and the same for the smoke grenades as well. So if you haven't already, go ahead and check out that tutorial. But apart from that, we're going to be getting straight on into this one. Now as you'll notice, if we do some moving around, the rig here, or the mesh, does a bit of glitching out, as you can see if I'm moving along like this. And basically we just want to get rid of that. Now the reason that this is happening is if we select our arm mesh, you can see the origin here is quite far behind from the camera. And more importantly, instead of the origin, if we go to the bounding box, you can see that is sort of behind the camera as well. Same with the rig bounding box. Almost the majority of that is either outside of the camera's view or behind it, which isn't good and basically results in this sort of glitchy view where the mesh goes invisible. So basically to fix this, what we need to do is bring the camera back but try and keep the same view going so the animations don't muck up. So I'm going to press numpad 0, go over into wireframe, and then we'll go over here to the camera settings, and we'll move this up a bit here. And then we'll turn up the focal length. So at the start, or I think in the first part, we went and set this focal length to 25. That again was when I still had that really large rig that was allowing for the guns to go through the wall. So because this is a lot smaller, we might need to turn it up here. So I'm going to try 30, but if that doesn't work, I might need to turn that up as well. So I'm going to move this down here. Then I'm going to move the camera back here. So I guess almost making sure you're in local, and we'll just drag it back here. GX is probably a better idea, but we just want to sort of get it so it's relatively in the same position, somewhere around there. And then you can try it out with texture mode and P, and then we'll move around, and I think I just saw a flicker. So spin around a bit, up and down. Oh, there it was. Where was it? So we're still getting the odd flicker, which is a bit of a pain. So maybe we'll try bring this back just a little bit more. P again. Alright, and now we don't have that problem anymore. Alright, so I think that fixed it. What we might also do is zoom this in a bit more, so maybe 32, just to sort of bring it back to where it was before. Alright, but apart from that, you can see the sort of glitching out has completely stopped. So that is that glitch sorted out. Now the next one is if we go over here to textured, press P, move it around. Let me try that again. Moving while the weapon spawns basically, and you'll notice that the weapon isn't where the gun spawn is, so it's outside of the hands. And basically to fix that, what we need to do is go over here to the text editor, go down here to the snap script that we made, and basically what it's sort of doing here is the snap script isn't working fast enough. Basically where we're assigning everything here already takes up one entire frame. And then down here, it's almost doing this in the second frame, which basically results in the gun spawning in, but not snapping in time, and then being parented, and then it doesn't exactly work. So what we need to do here is get rid of all these variables here which we're assigning. So what I'm going to do is go over this, delete, and go over this, delete. Then this here will also delete. And now what we can do is own.world position is equal to, and then we'll do gun spawn. So gun underscore spawn, and then this one down here, orientation is equal to gun underscore spawn underscore rot for rotation. Now we do have one variable here, but considering we're getting the object gun spawn from the current scene anyway, that should be all fine. That seems to work fairly fast. So now if we press P, move along, you can see we can do any sort of spinning we want, and the gun actually snaps properly to its place. Now because all of the weapons use the same script, you'll notice now not only does the first weapon do this, but we can also sort of spin around any weapon, and now it will spawn where it's meant to go. Alright, so that is that part done. So we have those glitches sorted out. Now what I'm going to do is start giving my player some movement. So I'm going to select the player collision here, and I'm going to go over to the physics, and we'll select dynamic. Then here, collision bounds, and choose cylinder. And then we'll give him some keyboard sensors. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this one will be true pulse, W, S on a true pulse as well. And then A and D, all on a true pulse. And actually, we don't want dynamic, we want character. So go over here and choose character. Character, well, the difference between the two is dynamic is like a really complex version of character. Character is a simplified version. And actually, rigid body is the most complex. Then a simplified version of rigid body is dynamic, and a simplified version of dynamic is character. And we'll be using the most simple type just to allow us to climb up and down these stairs that we have. So the next thing we'll do is select actor here, and step height, maybe move it around 0.4. This will allow us to climb up steeper heights. So then I'm going to also call this W, S, A and D, and only the true pulse we want. And then on this side we'll give ourselves some motion. So over here, 3 and 4. This one we will call forward. And so forward would be, I think, I'll go to global, it's the same. So for us, how we've set it up, it's negative. So negative 0.1, join that up to that. And then positive for going backwards, and join those up there. Arguably, also, you actually probably don't go backwards as fast. So forwards, we might change to negative 0.12. So you go a little bit faster forwards than you do backwards. This one we'll call backwards. And then this one over here, that is A, so that is left. And that will be the Y, which is negative, so negative 0.1. And then this will be right, which will be positive 0.1. Then on my player collision, I'm going to do one more thing and add a property here. This will be a boolean, and it will be called control. And then we'll select the I here. This is basically, we probably won't use it just yet, but this will be used when the character is opening doors and that sort of stuff. And basically what it will do is it will stop the player from moving around. For now though, I'm going to add a property here, type in control, and then choose control is equal to true, so we can move around. And then we'll set that to true as well. Maybe set the frequency to 2, so we don't check it that often. And then just join them up all here. Alright, so actually maybe leave that at 0. Then minimize that, and that should all be fine. So as you can see, it's on false here. If we press P, oh, we got some weird flying off in a random direction going. So before we get that sorted out, we need to make sure everything in here is no collision. So no collision for the arms, character, that should be fine. This one here, oh, the head needs to be no collision, and invisible. The camera, we'll just try that, and that should be fine. So now if we press P, there we go, that's a bit better. Now, as you'll notice, I think over here we have simple motion. We're going to actually change that to character motion. And that was, I think, 0.12, negative 0.12. And so we're going to have to reset all of these. So 0.1, and then this one over here. negative 0.1, and the other one was positive 0.1. 0.1. Again, you can add sprinting and then basically join it up to another one of these with some more movement. Also, what you can do is you'll notice there is a jump option. So basically for that, you just give it some Z, so upwards, and then click jump. So yeah, it activates like that. I'm not going to use it though, so we'll just leave that as it is. So we'll press P, and you'll notice he can't move anywhere, and then we'll select true on control, and there we go. Only some of his movement is working though. Alright, and maybe we'll turn that off. Alright, and that seems to have solved the problem. As you can see, he is moving quite fast, so you might want to move it down. Also, one more thing you will notice with character motion is that you can only go one direction at a time. The direction doesn't blend. So maybe if you sort of want to have directional blending, then maybe you want to change this back to simple, as again, that will allow us to have some blending between the motions. I'm just going to leave it on character for now though, negative 0.12, as I'm happy with that. What I might also do is add in a walking animation where the camera moves up and down. So what we're going to do is go over to Dope Sheet, and we'll give a new action to the camera. So we'll do walking underscore anim for animation. Select the F here to save it twice, and then what we're going to do is on frame 0 I'm going to press I location, then I'm going to on frame 30 somewhere around here I'm going to move it up, and then I and insert a location, and then on frame 60, just to make sure it's on the right spot, I'm actually going to go to frame 0, A to deselect, Control K, and then Shift D GX60. And then over here we'll add an action, choose ourselves walking anim, and then end frame 60. We need to join this up to our movement here, so I'm going to hold down Shift, select the movement, and then we'll join this up here. There we go, like so. And now we'll give that a try. So numpad 0, Alt Z, and then P. Alright, reload that. And as you can notice, it's working fairly nicely. It is quite a bit of movement though, so we might tune that down. So back to frame 30, select the camera and just move it down a bit, maybe like that. Then iron insert a new location, and number 0, give that another try. Okay, and that's looking a bit better. Maybe we might give it a little bit more, so move it up just a tiny bit. I insert location. Then we might also scale this animation down, so go to frame 0 down here, A to deselect in this window, A to select everything, and then S, X to scale, and we're going to scale it down until it's on frame 40. So scale 0.66, 0.66, and then enter, and then that should move it from 0 to 40, which will make it faster. Down here we also have to select 40, and then numpad 0, Alt Z, P, and then there we go. What we might also do is turn the play, change that to loop end, and then give that another try. Okay, so when he stops, he'll just finish his animation. Maybe we might actually do a little bit less, so frame 20, move it down just a little bit, I insert location, and there we go. Okay, and the reason that we, if you notice, we made the animation go up instead of down, is because when we're aiming down the sight, we don't sort of want the camera going into the gun. We want it to stay above, so it'll be going from the normal position upwards all the time. Alright, so I'm going to set the priority to 1, give it some blending, and then minimize that. So, Yeah, I think that will be about it for this tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment, or share. All of that stuff is greatly appreciated. But again, hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Have an awesome week, and I'll see you guys in the next video.